3 years ago, Derek finally reached the milestone he had been chasing for years. After half a decade of grinding, late nights, and constant pressure, he was promoted to senior software architect. His annual income jumped from $92,000 to $128,000, nearly a 40% increase. In that moment, it felt unreal, like he had crossed an invisible line into a safer, calmer financial life. He still remembers the exact scene: a glass-walled conference room on the 14th floor, sunlight reflecting off the city below, his manager smiling as he delivered the news. Derek thought, "This is it. This is where everything finally gets easier." He believed stress would fade, savings would grow, and the constant paycheck-to-paycheck anxiety would disappear for good. Fast forward to today. Derek now earns $141,000 a year after additional raises. Over 36 months, his income has increased by more than 50%. On paper, he looks wildly successful, but here's the uncomfortable truth: his savings account is smaller than it was before the promotion. And somehow, the anxiety is worse than ever. He checks his bank balance more often now than when he was earning $92,000. He works the same hours, handles more complex responsibilities, and earns significantly more, yet the feeling of financial freedom never arrived. The wheel is spinning faster than ever, and there's no clear way off. Importantly, Derek doesn't have a spending problem in the traditional sense. He isn't buying luxury watches or leasing exotic cars. He didn't suddenly start living recklessly. His choices felt logical, responsible, even deserved. He upgraded to a better apartment in a nicer neighborhood, about $800 more per month. He bought a newer car that fit his new title, another $350 per month. He joined a premium gym near his office for $160 instead of the $30 gym he used before. Better food, better clothes, better everything. Small improvements that felt like the natural reward for progress. Each upgrade made perfect sense on its own, but together they consumed every dollar of his raise and then some. Derek didn't actually become richer. His life just became more expensive. The cruel irony is this: he now needs his higher income just to maintain a lifestyle that doesn't make him any happier than before. He's locked into a salary he can't afford to lose, paying for a life he upgraded into without ever consciously choosing it. My name is Bobby, and I spend an unhealthy amount of time thinking about why earning more money so often fails to result in having more money. If you've received raises but don't feel safer financially, you're not alone and you're not broken. What most people never calculate is the true price of lifestyle upgrades, not in dollars, but in hours of their life. I call this number your lifestyle inflation hourly rate. And once you see it, you'll never look at treating yourself the same way again. The breaking point didn't come from one dramatic mistake. It came quietly. A restructuring, a strategic realignment. One Friday afternoon, Derek was pulled into another glass conference room and told his role was being eliminated. No scandal, no warning, just a severance package and a polite smile. At first, Derek wasn't scared. He had a strong resume, years of experience, a prestigious title. He told himself this was just a temporary setback, a paid break, a chance to reset. But his lifestyle didn't reset with him. The rent was still due. The car payment still auto-withdrew. The gym, the subscriptions, the insurance, none of them cared that his income had dropped to zero. 1 month passed. Then 2. Interviews went well, but offers didn't come. We decided to move forward with another candidate. Over and over, his savings, already thin, began evaporating. Not on luxuries, on survival disguised as normalcy. By month 4, Derek was making choices he never thought he'd face. Credit cards replaced savings. Just until I get the next job, he skipped canceling subscriptions because they felt small compared to rent. He delayed downgrading the car because selling it felt like admitting failure. Pride is expensive, much more expensive than most people realize. When the severance ended, reality hit hard. Late fees stacked up. The landlord stopped being patient. The bank stopped being polite. The lifestyle that once required 480 extra hours of work per year now demanded something else entirely: desperation. Derek sold what he could. First the electronics, then the furniture, then the car. Each sale bought him time, not stability. Eventually, time ran out. The eviction notice came folded in an envelope, quiet and final. The day he left the apartment, everything he owned fit into two bags. He stood on the sidewalk in a neighborhood he once felt proud to live in, realizing something terrifying. His income had disappeared overnight, but his obligations had taken years to build and seconds to destroy him. At first, Derek slept on friends' couches. Then the favors ran out. Embarrassment turned into isolation. Isolation turned into avoidance. Eventually, nights were spent in places no one plans to end up: cars, shelters, doorways. Not because he was lazy, not because he was reckless, but because his lifestyle required a salary that no longer existed. This is the final stage of unchecked lifestyle inflation. When income drops, expenses don't politely follow. They hold their ground. And if you can't support them, they don't shrink, they collapse you instead. Derek didn't become homeless because he earned too little. He became homeless because every raise was converted into fixed costs, every upgrade into a permanent obligation, every success into fragility. His life looked stable until it wasn't. This is why the real risk isn't low income. It's a lifestyle that cannot survive interruption. A life that only works if everything goes perfectly, forever. If this story made you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is awareness. Like the video and subscribe so you don't learn this lesson the hard way.